Bill, can you tell us what Dr. Podcasting stands for?
Yeah, so we become a hospital's podcasting department. We call it Dr. Podcasting because we interview generally hospitals, physicians, doctors, nurses, administrative staff. But we call it Dr. Podcasting because that's basically what it is. We are interviewing our clients' physicians for inclusion on a special iframe that we developed and include in our system for people to display and build a podcast library on their hospital website.
Rotator cuff injuries and tears are common, especially as we get older.
Now, why are podcasts such a powerful format to work with doctors?
So our founders are from radio. Our founder, Tim Disa Sr., is a longtime radio veteran and lover of audio, and at one point was a popular radio talk show host. And audio is basically his love, if you will. I'm a former radio program director myself, so I fit right in with the company. But it was his idea to start back in 2008, 2009, an online health radio station. And that's what he created. But then that's when podcasts were just starting to become popular. And as popularity of podcasts started to grow, the idea hit him, hey, this podcasting thing would be great for hospitals to utilize for inclusion of their doctors on a podcast discussing common conditions or health issues, things that people are always searching for. So the idea of Dr. Podcasting was born.
Have you done any market research to find out if there was actually an audience for these podcasts? Yeah,
I think you could tell by what people search on Google, and people are always interested in health. And if you watch TV, half of the ads are for some kind of a prescription medicine or health condition. So people are always interested in their health, right? They're always interested in, it used to be heart health purse, right? Heart, what's going to kill them, what's going to keep them alive. Purse, of course, is, their money. So they're always looking at their money. And so they're always, people are always interested in those things. So health being one of those big three. So you knew that there had to be an audience for physicians on podcasts.
Can you give us an example of a specific type of podcast that is a typical end product of drpodcasting.com?
It can be about anything. It can be about lifestyle, such as how to lose weight, how to deal with an alcohol problem. It can be fitness and exercise, all the way to things like diabetes, orthopedic surgery, cancer, heart health, all those different types of conditions that people deal with. So it runs the gamut from lifestyle things, like I said, from losing weight to very serious things like serious cancers and even suicide and things like that.
Tell us a bit more about how it works, the business model from your perspective and from the customer's perspective.
Clients will hire us, and like I said, we become their podcast department. So we do everything for them. We call it a turnkey system, the Dr. Podcasting system. And I'll just briefly tell you about it. It includes a client portal. So they get a portal, which is what I like to call their hub of operations for all of their podcasts. That includes all of the embed codes to install what we call an iframe widget on their website to display all of their doctor podcasts. We have sharing widgets where they can share all of this great, unique content that they're building from their doctors. We have a guest scheduling tab. We do all the guest scheduling. It's one of the most important features of the Dr. Podcasting system.
Welcome ENT specialist Dr. Maher Yunus to Illinois Valley Community Hospital.
We provide the talk host. We do all the guest scheduling. And then on the day and time of the recording, all the physician has to do is go into his or her office, shut the door. We can connect via online, or we can connect by the phone. The interviews are about 10 to 15 minutes or so. And we send it back to the marketing director for approval. And we also distribute the podcast to all of the major third-party podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart. So we will help our clients maximize their podcasts. We go through our system and ways to use the different widgets, ways to share the content. And then we also offer a full analytics suite. And when we do demos, people are like, wow, this is crazy. I love this. We do these physician biopods. If you want to showcase a physician, it's kind of like a talking bio, if you will. It's the physician in their own words, which is really kind of cool. So if you're, as listeners will know, a physician bio page on a website is one of the most heavily trafficked pages there are. People are searching out doctors. They're looking for someone to go to. They have a problem that they need solved. We can do these physician biopods. So when they're researching a doctor, they can just hit the play button, hear the doctor talk about where they went to school, why they got into medicine. And when you hear these stories, when you hear physicians talk about why they got into medicine, not all the time, but it's not rare for them to talk about something that touched them personally in their lives. My dad died early of a heart attack, and I didn't want anybody to go through the same pain that I went through. So I decided to become a doctor and focus on cardiology. So you get these types of stories that are really heartwarming and interesting and good for the consumer to understand about that physician.
With hospital executives, what are their questions about the return on investment, and do they see a good return on investment?
Well, it's another tool in the toolbox, we like to say. It's not going to replace everything, but as you know, consumers like to consume media in different ways. Some people like to read blogs. Some people like to watch videos. Many people, as we're learning, like to listen to podcasts, and podcasts are growing year after year after year. They're only becoming more popular. We like to say in 5 years or less, like everybody's got a Facebook page or a social media profile. They're going to have an audio component on their website. There are doctors that have large social media profiles, and they're looking to get their name out there, and they have a proclivity for this type of media, and they go to the marketing department and say, hey, why don't we have podcasts?
Have you guys made any plans, or have you got any presence on this side of the planet in Australia?
We don't, but we'd love to, Chris. Maybe you can give us that warm introduction.
Let's work on that together and see if we can get you into Australia with drpodcasting.com.
We would love it. That would be great.
Well, thanks for your time, Bill.
Thank you, Chris.